one of my first roles was an assistant statistician with the Canberra Cannons, the basketball team that used to be here in the NBL. And that was just being the 10th person, with the bench. You've got all the players and the scoring officials. These days it's all laptop driven, but I was the guy sitting right on the end, and I was doing like rebounds and assists or something. So sort of mooning and working away, but it was really exciting because at that point the Canberra Cannons ended up winning the NBL premiership when basketball was on a real high at that point. One of the things I talk about is working in the 3 domains as a sports physiologist. So there's the actual competition domain, so I get to go to competitions and work with the coaches and looking how physiologically we prepare, how we warm up athletes, how we recover them. So in competitions where they have maybe several events within a day or across a couple of days in a major competition or a tournament. So we're involved in recovering athletes and preparing them for the following competitions. So competitions analysis and a competition support role is really important. Another area I work in is probably the training domain. So all the training locations, so I spend an enormous amount of time at the pool, the training pool, and working with the coaches and athletes a couple of times a week, looking at how they train. And the physiology, a lot of my work is directed towards trying to improve our understanding and knowledge about training practices. So what is it about the training the athletes do? The third domain is the laboratory domain, and that's where probably a lot of you guys will get the opportunity through your undergraduate and your graduate studies to learn the skills about the tests. So as I did, it's about rolling out physiological tests. So bike tests, treadmill tests, jump tests, body composition, skin fold tests, blood tests. So simplistically, a lot of people seeing physiology as doing the tests. But another space I work in is education. So part of that's probably my role today, but also in terms of supervision. So I do supervise a few PhD students and I get involved with coach education. That education, as I mentioned, also involves research. So the great thing about me is the everyday working in high performance sport, but it's also about answering those questions as a scientist, because we are trying to find better ways of doing things. That's what coaches ask me every week. Well, can we do this a better way? And one way to do it is just doing the hard yards. But that's a sort of an incremental way. Like if you do enough work over a long period of time, you learn as you go. And so over a period of a couple of years, you accumulate a lot of knowledge that you can feed back to the coaches and athletes. What I try and do is get in early to kill the overnight emails, because that's a fact of professional life these days. And you can attend early morning training sessions. So the way most athletes train is twice a day in a lot of sports. So you can visit programs in the morning just to catch up with people. And then you get mainly office work in the morning, and that might involve some meetings either with either sports scientists or the coach or the athletes, and then athletes will come in for some laboratory testing. Then the afternoon is probably where we do most of our key training monitoring. So, because most athletes go to school or work and then come back at 4 o'clock. So they'll train quite often, certainly in swimming, 6:30 to 8:30, and also 4 to 6 p.m. and they'll do weights in the middle of the day. I've had a great run. It all started here, so make the most of your opportunities and look for those in working in sport. So it's all about the passion for sport and the passion for science, and if you can blend those two together, then you'll have a great experience. And you never know quite which way the journey is going to go. So mine started more in distance running and in AFL, but I've actually spent most of my working life in swimming, so that's a great sport, Olympic sport. I still do a little bit in AFL, and distance running, is a great interest of mine as well. So I've been lucky to do the things I've wanted to do, but other things I never knew that were coming as well. So you never quite know what the opportunities are.